But hey, to all of you who are tuning in, I am Janelle Simone. I am the owner of Shop Bob, which is a marketplace for Black owned businesses. My heart, my desire is to really help and support Black owned businesses. Um, recently there has been such an influx of business owners, which I am super excited about. But the one thing that I saw a need for was the platform for those business owners to really engage with the audience, talk about how they became who they are today, talk about their passion as well as their journey. So I wanted to do something where I could help support them because that's what we really need in our community more than ever in this day is supporting one another. If we can't buy a product, we can't put money into someone, what we always can do is like, share, comment, and engage. So Shop Bob Live is a place where I get to do that for businesses. For those who also are interested in knowing what Shop Bob is, you're more than welcome to go ahead and follow us. If you're following from my page, go to shopbob.com and you'll get to see all the things that we are doing. So far, in 6 weeks, we have helped over 30 businesses promote their services and their products. They are getting sales, they are getting engagement, they are building community organically, which is exactly what that was my mission. That was my mission, to engage the community so that we can now one on one build. The other thing that we are doing, I do every month, is a free bingo game. It's a virtual game night. This month, we are jamming to all things Bad Boy. Bad Boy Records, Diddy, Biggie, Faith, 112, Total, Danny Kane. Yep, they was Bad Boy too, so they're gonna be in the mix. So we just have a good time. It's a virtual game, so you can play with us by just going to shopbob.com and getting your free bingo ticket. For those who do win, we have 2 winners for the evening. Cash prizes is what we give away. So you play for free and you win cash. And also this month, we have sponsored for our full card winner. You get a special gift from Valley Girls, which is a Black owned business. Valley Girls make handmade, let me see if you can see, handmade designs. This is a Valley Girl piece here. As you can see, it shimmers and glistens. So the winner of the full card for bingo this Sunday will win a gift from Valley Girls as well as cash. So if you want to join us, hit us up at shopbob.com. Get your ticket, because free tickets is only a few. It's only a few left. So get your ticket, and I look forward to seeing you there. So back to Shop Bob Live. Ooh, I am very excited about this evening because we are getting deeper and diving deeper into how our community can grow. We are learning more about businesses that are in our own backyard. We are really learning how our community is running in an ecosystem where each one, I saw you, each one reach one. We can help each other grow, because that's what it takes. And you know how our community do. We trust businesses. Shout out to T Clothing. We trust businesses that we have already experienced. And what we do, we tell one another, hey, I got this amazing, amazing t-shirt from T Clothing. Okay, we out here for war. We ready for war. We doing it. And now from that one referral, now people are going and they're shopping from that business, because now you're trusted. Now you're known. Now we know you're actually a business of color. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. I brought it up last week, but a lot of businesses that are out here, a lot of Instagram pages that are out here are not Black led, are not Black ran. However, they are servicing the Black community. Baby. So it's really important for us to connect with one another. It's really important for us to support one another, because at the end of the day, it is that support that keeps us going. It is that support from a like, from a comment, from a share that allows a business owner, an entrepreneur to say, you know what, I can do this. I may not had a sale yesterday, but today we gonna win. Today we gonna win. And that's what we got to do for each other. It is really about supporting one another and building. And that is what Shop Bob is doing. So we have the website. We're currently putting it together. It will hopefully be launched by June, which will be a wonderful celebration of highlighting business owners. On this site, it will show you the story behind the business as well. So now you know you're not just shopping from someone who has been verified or who stamps themselves as Black owned. Now you're actually shopping from John, the baker, from Emily, the candle maker. We really need to support each other. You know what? And that's a really good statement that we have here, because sometimes branding, what we produce, what we show one another, it is not of excellence. And that's a whole nother thing that I'm doing, Mr. Burnt Nichols, with Shop Bob, is actually teaching small business owners how to do better business, how to compete with top line businesses that are out here, so that way they can get a piece of the pie that is there. One of the things I noticed for businesses is that, they don't have websites. They don't have working websites. Their websites is up, but they never have inventory. They have Instagram, they have Facebook, but they never actually post, or they do post and they don't engage. And so what I am building is a place where I am teaching businesses how to do better businesses where they're at. If they don't have the tens of thousands of dollars that is needed for an ad campaign to compete with McDonald's and Coca-Cola, right where you're at, we're going to show you how you could just be better on your level until you could get to the next. And that is another reason why I have Shop Bob Live, because I am bringing in experts that is going to help you do better business here. Even tonight, we've got two amazing experts that are going to talk about marketing, talk about branding, talk about website design, talk about business cards. Yes, you'd be surprised. You still need something. You need it. So we have that later on this evening. Our first portion of the show, we're really going to get down into health, because that is a space that we don't talk enough about. We do not talk enough about our health. And some of the things that we really get into is generalizations when it comes to things that affect the Black community. We talk about diabetes a lot. We talk about lupus. We talk about leukemia. But there are a lot of things that affect us health-wise that we are not aware of. So we don't even know what to look for. We don't know how to speak to someone who has symptoms, who are going through trials, tribulations, pain, hurt, because we don't understand the actual problem that they're going through, because we've never heard of those conditions. We've never heard of treatments and how to properly communicate to one another outside of "you good?" But yes, so tonight I am super excited. And we're going to jump right on in. I see you, Melissa. Yes, the doctor is in the building. I see you. So tonight we are going to go and dive deep into a whole realm that actually was brand new to me, and I needed to learn more about this. So I am super excited to bring in our first guest, who has a podcast, who is sharing her experiences, sharing everything that they have been going through in regards to their ailments and how you can survive and move forward. So I'm super excited to bring Mika.
Maybe okay.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
I am so happy to have you. Well, let me start with please introduce yourself and then also discuss what you do to the audience here.
Well, my name is Tameka. They know me as Mika. I am an entrepreneur. I wear many hats. I have my own brand called It Coulda Been Worse that focuses on spreading awareness for an illness that I have called scleroderma.
Mm. Okay, so for everyone who's out there, can you please explain to us what scleroderma is? Because
Sure.
this is new to me learning as well.
No problem. Scleroderma is an autoimmune deficiency. It's a
Mhm.
rare disease that targets the organs. It can target your heart, your kidneys, or your lungs. For me, it targets my lungs. So I also have pulmonary fibrosis due to scleroderma. It targets also the numbness of your fingers and also your toes to the point where they could be amputated for the damage of the nerves. If you're in like a cold climate, it's very important to make sure that you're covering your hands and you're very warm because if you continue to rub against your body,
Mhm.
it causes damage to the limbs,
Mhm.
and amputation can occur.
Okay, this sounds really, really serious. Like
Yes.
really serious. So talk to me, how did you first even learn about this and how did it affect you to where you were now aware of your body this way?
Well, it was in 2012 I was diagnosed with the illness. I was having breathing issues at the time. I was home, I was sleeping, and I was tossing back and forth. And I was wondering, I kept coughing no matter what. It was like, but I was coughing as well. And I went to the doctor and they told me I had bronchitis. I went home, they prescribed me with a pump. I took the pump, and then a couple days later, my feet started to swell, my ankles. So that's the number one thing, everybody. Make sure if something's going on with your ankles, there's a serious condition that's going on within your body. So get that checked out. Don't take it lightly. I went to the doctor. My ANA was positive. They told me to go see a rheumatologist. They don't know what it is. A medical doctor cannot tell you anything that's going on when it has to do with your ANA. So I went to a rheumatologist. The rheumatologist started to talk to me. He asked about my fingers. He had a microscope. He took the microscope, looked into my nails, and said, "You have something called scleroderma." I never heard of scleroderma before. My first question was, what is scleroderma and am I going to die from this illness? And of course, he said, if you don't take care of yourself with anything in this world, you will die. But we don't have a cure, but we have medication that can help you.
I think you muted. Is it me? Am I muted or can you hear me?
Numbness. I can kind of regulate my numbness in my hands and in my feet.
Mhm.
So, yes, I was taking the pills for 13 days. I'm sorry, I was
So
taking 13 pills a day. Excuse me.
what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I muted? Did you hear me?
No, it did cut off, but you came back on. So,
Oh, sorry
so
about that.
one thing about us, which I do not understand, because but this is us, no matter where we are, Alabama, Arizona, whatever, we don't go to the doctor. We have issues, and what we do, we go lay down, we drink ginger ale, we put Vicks on our chest, and that's supposed to. So you said that you were having a tough time breathing, but it was the swelling in your ankles that
Yes,
really triggered.
yes. And
Wow.
also the acid reflex that kind of it's because of the pulmonary fibrosis, you have
Uh-huh.
acid reflex as well. And acid reflex, for those who don't know, it
Mhm.
causes cancer within your lungs because the acid continues to eat at your lungs. So and it depends on what you're eating. So of a lot of the things that I used to love to eat, which is like the hot wings and the ketchup and anything that has acid in it, you have to take that from your regimen because it brings up the
Mm-hmm.
reflux.
Mm-hmm.
So I was taking a omeprazole for that as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of, as I got used to what was going on, and you know, we don't know about these illnesses. We're in denial about a lot of things. You're like, oh, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It took me about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was depressed. You know, I was home. I didn't know if anything was going to happen to me. What about my children? You know, there's a lot of things that went through my brain. You know, and I said, you know, I happened to look it up, and I said, well, what is scleroderma? Let me find out more about it. And I started to learn more and research, because we don't research. We say, oh, we got diabetes. Oh, we got this. We don't research, right? How we can navigate in a different way than taking the medication that these doctors are giving. Don't get me wrong. I'm just speaking from my experience. I don't want no one to go and say I'm not taking no more medication because I'm doing well. I'm doing phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I took those 13 pills away from my daily living. I am doing 100% better than I was, because those medications that are given are toxins in your body that kind of, what happens is other things start to happen. Those medications cause kidney failure or something else is going to trigger, right? So you have to be mindful of what you're taking to make sure you're able to regulate. And healthy eating is the best. Healthy eating. You must learn how to eat healthy. Than what you would eat. Not saying you can't dip and dab, but you got to make sure that you're eating healthy enough to regulate certain things that happen. I look up those things. Oh, what causes inflammation of the hands? Because that also happens, inflammation of the hands and feet. So let me get away from those certain things, those foods that cause inflammation. Let me get away from those foods that cause acid reflux. And I've been doing better ever since. I know that Queen Latifah's mother passed away from it. And that gave me a better push to start to spread awareness across the world. I do concerts. I had a concert 3 years ago before COVID. Where I had I had Onyx perform. I had Finesse perform. I had Peter Guns and Lord Tariq perform to spread awareness. And a lot of African American women came out after that concert and DM'd me about the illness of scleroderma, when it's a very rare, it's 1 out of like 3,000 Black women who have scleroderma. And now it's being known. Bill Bellamy is a big advocate for scleroderma. Bob Saget is a big advocate for scleroderma. So I'm reaching out. I'm looking for Queen Latifah. I'm looking for Bill Bellamy. I got a lot of women in Baltimore now. I have a lady in Atlanta now that I'm connecting with, who actually does all these great things with scleroderma. And we're going to get together, because It Coulda Been Worse is going to be a big movement. And you said something powerful. You said that it's good. Are you good? You good? I say that, and I'm glad you said that, because now, me being a person who has this illness, are you good? It's not enough. What's going on? Are you feeling okay? Are you hurting? Are you in pain? Talk to me. You know, no one knows what I go through. Sometimes I sit in my house and everybody see me uppity and laughing and everything, because I do that because I know the power of what I have, that I bring, and the energy I bring to others, uplift them. And they don't know that keeps me going. That keeps me strong and pushing. So if I see that you're doing good, or you're looking for some good energy and some positive feedback and some good words, it makes me continue to be the best that I can be.
Yes.
And it keeps me pushing every single day.
Yes.
And I'm not letting go of this. It could have been worse. It's going to be a movement. I have a podcast.
Love it.
Talk about every single thing. And I'm glad you said it being you're good is not good enough. Because I'm hurting. I'm hurting now. I'm hurting today. But I'm still going.
Right.
I'm going to fight to the end, and we all have to stick together, because everyone is going through something. You know, I have people laugh about my lips being too thin. I have people talk about, you know, my big hands. You know, people say, it don't bother me. It don't bother me at all. Because guess what? You never know when you're going to be in the same shoes as me, or even worse.
Yep.
I have a t-shirt. My t-shirt line could have been worse. It focuses on the pink is for cancer, the teal is for scleroderma. I got yellow I got orange for multiple sclerosis. I could go on and on. It's not just about scleroderma. It's about all illnesses. Let's spread the awareness, because right now health is wealth, and we got to make sure we are focusing on being healthy and helping one another. We as Black people don't share enough knowledge. When we know something, we want to hold it back and not tell this person and not tell that person. Share it to the world, and we have to share.
So Uni 18 wants to know about these T-shirts that you're doing. So yeah, let's talk about more about raising awareness and what you're doing with It Coulda Been Worse. So you do have the T-shirt line that you are focusing on. Well, not focusing, you're actually moving out and really spreading awareness about illnesses and ailments that we all go through. So let's talk about those. I love the fact that you have that this line.
Yeah, so the line is called, well, the brand is, the slogan is called It Coulda Been Worse. It's only T-shirts. I'm very specific on when I use the clothing line, because it's not a clothing line, and I don't want anyone suing me for something that they may have as a clothing line. It's T-shirts to spread awareness for scleroderma. It was birthed for scleroderma, and then I said to myself, why only do scleroderma? There's million other, not a million, but a lot of other illnesses that people do not know about and do know about that we could raise more awareness about. It could have been worse, which means that we're going through, it can mean a whole bunch of different things. You have me with scleroderma, there's somebody with cancer, but they're still living, they're doing well, because no matter what, it could have been worse. I'm still here. Right? Someone may have passed away from cancer. However, their legacy lives on, their memories live on. Because no matter what, although they have passed, people may look at it, well, they passed. It can't get no worse than that. Oh, yes, it can. Because you could be forgotten about. Right? You could be forgotten about. You could pass and that's it.
Yep.
Right? Somebody that passed away from COVID. How can that be? It could have been worse. It gets no worse than that. No, the legacy lives on in your hearts, in your minds, in your souls.
Yes.
So no matter what we're going through in life, you gotta always look at it could have been worse. I've been through hell and back, from relationships, from my illness, from whatever, and we all have, from friends betraying me, from a whole bunch of things. But guess what? I'm still here and I'm living. You gotta deal with that. It could have been worse. I'm still here, and God has blessed me with so many things moving forward.
Yes.
And you can't take everybody with you. You can't, when you're healing and you're progressing and God's in your life and things are moving, you can't take everybody with you.
That's right.
And He showed me that.
That's right.
You can't take them with you. It could have been worse.
That's right. So Ye NY18, I was just corrected. Thank you. I want to know where they could get the T-shirts.
The T-shirts, you can find them through my DM. You can DM me at It Coulda Been Worse _podcast. Again, It Coulda Been Worse _podcast. Now, It Coulda is spelled ITCOULDABWORSE _podcast. Okay?
For you guys who are watching right now, if you just click all the way at the top left, a drop down will happen. You will go ahead and follow directly right now. So that way it's super simple. Just click on that. The drop down will happen and click to follow It Coulda Been Worse _podcast. This has been a tremendous eye opener for me, because we don't know what the next person is going to. We don't know how we can really support one another, because everybody's going through something. And I think a lot of us, we're so wrapped up into our stuff that we don't take the time to even learn about the next person, to know how to support. And you dropped so many great gems right there, especially about moving forward and not being able to take everyone with you, because a lot of people can't survive the journey that we have to go through. And the hardest thing is for us to let people go in order to heal, but we have to. But with you, within this condition, because you are, this is a uncurable illness. This is something that you must live with and until they find a cure. How does one help support? How does one learn more to help? It could have been worse. Since you are doing these events, and I know now that the mask mandate is being relieved, and all of this, and the world is opening up again. How can
Amen.
we support you in order for you to help build awareness to support others? 1 in 3,000. That's wow. I did not
Yeah.
know.
Yes. Well, I want to say I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years now. I
Mhm.
had a lot of support. I want to big up to everyone who's on here, who I do know who has supported me throughout my journey. I mean, people have bought shirts, continue to buy shirts. I also have a jacket. It could have been worse. Varsity jackets. A lot of my friends and family have purchased the jackets. Again, a lot of people have been DMing me about purchasing jackets. I'll be doing a concert finally again this year, July 26th, which is on a Sunday at Lehman College in the Bronx. I'm working out the logistics right now. I just got off the phone with Fat Man Scoop about an hour ago. So we're going to work some things out a little later on to see how we're going to navigate. It's going to be awesome. Just stay tuned. You can also, I have a GoFundMe page on my It Could Have Been Worse podcast, and you can hit the link in the bio. I raise money that way, and the partial proceeds, and I say partial, goes to the Scleroderma Foundation, because I look for the proceeds to also go for T-shirts to continue the line, and also to get ready for the concert and put money into that.
Love that. Love that.
So
And
yes,
even for the podcast, how can we listen to the podcast?
the podcast is every Thursday, and a lot of people on here already are on it. Podcast every Thursday at 8 p.m. on BX Live NYC on IG. You can check us out there. Actually, I will be back on starting in March. We took a little mental break because we needed it. And that's another thing I do to stay kind of healthy is I meditate a lot. I pray enormously, and I wake every morning and I thank God. I try not to have any stress, and I try to look at things a little differently
Mm-hmm.
and not
Mm-hmm.
in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to understand other people and
Mm-hmm.
why they do the things they do, because I want the same for me.
Right.
We're all not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We're perfect in imperfect worlds.
Yes. Yes. So one thing I do love to do with our guests is really give that encouraging word for someone who's out there who doesn't know how to move forward, even in their space, because you are super encouraging about being in a good mental space, because you're still in pain. You're just coping with it. You're surviving with it. And so for those who are dealing within their elements, that they're, and they know that that cure is not happening tomorrow. It may happen in the future, but they have to go day to day. What would you say to them?
I would say, number one,
Mm.
put God first.
Mm.
I would say, always think you're given something for a purpose. And my purpose is to change lives. You can always change a negative to a positive. If you train your mindset to think of positive outcomes, you will have positive reactions, and positive things will come to you. When you feed your mind negative,
Mm-hmm.
your mind's a powerful thing. It controls everything. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you learn how to shift your mind to positive, everything becomes positive. Your illness will be removed. You may have it, but it's in remission. And you can live a long life. You have people who live with cancer for 30 something years, 40 something years, all their life, and they're still living because you're feeding your mindset positive information. And always read and educate yourself, because what we eat is what makes things transpire in our bodies and build these diseases. If you learn how to eat healthy and plant-based things, you would notice things you would no longer have in your system. You could beat diabetes. You can beat cancer. But when we learn about it and you catch those things before it really attacks the body completely, you can overturn it. So education, prayer is first.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe in God,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying to those because we have people who don't,
Mm-hmm.
you meditate,
Mm-hmm.
and you link into your higher power.
Mm-hmm.
Educate yourself, and you learn by others, and you learn by asking questions. Because I tell you, and I promise you, those were my regimens, and this is why I'm here today. 10 years with scleroderma. I've been put on a list for a transplant, a lung transplant, because they immediately do that because it's how aggressive your pulmonary is. And I have not touched 10 years on a list. I ain't had to go check out anything. I have a tank in my house, full oxygen. I ain't never had to touch that oxygen. I had 13 pills. I did it for 2 years. And the doctors laugh at me. I know you got on pills. I know you're not taking the pills. No. I go to sit into I did a PFT test every 3 months without the 6 pills for cells to regulate the oxygen. I have a 99.9% oxygen level without the pills. Every time. So I say it's not an illness, it's a superpower.
Mm.
The mindset.
Mm.
The mindset.
There you have it.
Yes.
If y'all better go ahead and follow It Coulda Been Worse, and go ahead and get these nuggets. It Coulda Been Worse _ podcast on Instagram.
Yes.
It Coulda Been Worse. Just Mika. Oh my
yes.
God.
I have a boutique. I have a boutique as well called Polish Me Boutique. Where also, if you purchase, 3% of the proceeds go to Scleroderma Awareness as well. But what I'm looking to do is start my own movement and start my own researching, so we could build on that, like everyone's doing for cancer. But I really want people to find a cure. We've been having cancer for many, many years, right? And there's no cure of anything. So I want to really tap into those people, and I'm looking to get funded and trying to do an organization, nonprofit, and all that to really build that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said again, you don't have it. You have it. It don't have you.
It don't have me. You Scleroderma what?
That's real.
Yes.
That's real. Thank you so much for joining us on Shop Bob to talk about scleroderma and really bringing awareness to something I did not know about, and I did not know how severe it can be. And then even just how to support someone who is going through whatever they're going through, whatever the illness is, and just really know how to support one another. And this is exactly why I wanted Shop Bob to come together, because us together can help organizations like yours really help people that are on the ground, that physically helps communities. And so I thank you. And I definitely, I'm going to be keeping in contact with you, because July, I'm going to be there in the building.
Let's do it. I'm in Atlanta right now. I'm
going to be there.
Connections, yes. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to send you a shirt. So I need your information. I would love to send you a shirt.
I love that.
Anybody's going through anything, I am open. I am humble. They can DM me. They want to talk. I'm always reachable, just to give them that powerful, push. Let them know that we here. God chose us for a reason.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
God bless. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for having me. No matter what y'all going through, always remember it could have been worse, and we'll talk soon.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's Janelle Simone, and I am looking for Bobs. That's right. So if you are a Bob, I want to know more about you. I want to know the why behind your business. Yes, I want to interview you on our next Shop Bob Live. So if you are a Bob and you want to join us as a guest, go to shopbob.com. Or if you just want to know what else that we're building, because we're definitely growing, then check us out at shopbob.com.